Giants quarterback Jaxson Dart surprised a lot of fans and some of his teammates Friday for this appearance off the field. Take a look.
What an honor, what a privilege it is to be here. And without further ado, I'm grateful, I'm honored, I'm pleasured to introduce the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump.
I want to thank Jaxson Dart. This is going to be a future Hall of Famer in my book. Thank you. Thank you, Jaxson. Great. I'm looking at Jaxson. I'd like to know, is there any woman in the audience that thinks they can tackle that guy? Because I'd like to meet you. I'd like to shake your hand. I don't know. Jaxson, you think you could play against women okay?
I don't know what all that was. But some people were not happy with Dart's open political endorsement. I mean, isn't he entitled to his...
It's America.
I mean, he's entitled to his thing.
For somebody to back a guy like Trump, whose history in discrimination and racism goes back to housing discrimination.
In the 70s, yeah.
In the 70s, DEI attacks, and posting pictures of the Obamas as apes. When he's on a team that's 55% to 60% the NFL is that many people, that much percentage of black people.
Yeah,
Black. That is just the definition of stupidity and racist, in my opinion.
And the people on the field, having been on teams, you know, the whole point is we're in this together, and it's kind of got that foxhole mentality of we're out there, we're playing together. To not, even if that is what you believe, which I let anyone, that's the beauty of America, it's the most liberal belief, that we can all have our own belief. I get that. But there would be consequences. You're the quarterback, which is a central player on that field.
The leader.
A leader, and the majority, it's actually 75% of the New York Giants and the NFL as a whole are black or non-white.
Yeah.
To not think about the most recent offenses from the 8 video to these voting rights things, which even people that aren't that dialed in are recognizing, wait, are you now just gonna marginalize and completely disenfranchise? To have thought about how that might feel to your team, the ones that are on the field with you, I would have handled it differently.
Maybe he needs a little extra padding.
Well, maybe, you know, I don't know. I know what happens when people get all over me when I say something that people don't like.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you think about it? I do think about you. And, you know, this is something he's going to have to deal with and his teammates are going to have to deal with.
That's the thing for me is that I see it as a matter of free speech. He has every right to endorse the president, and his teammates have every right to criticize him for endorsing the president, which is what ended up happening. And it brings me back to remember the whole shut up and dribble debate. A lot of the right came for LeBron and Kevin Durant because they were criticizing Trump, and they were saying shut up and dribble. It goes both ways. These people have voices, they have agency, they have rights, these athletes, to do what they want. But I do think of the Michael Jordan quote, Republicans buy sneakers too, so do Democrats. And he just alienated a lot of Democrats with this choice. I think the easiest thing is, like, weigh the consequences if you're going to do it and don't complain on the other side if people aren't happy about it.
And you need your linemen to protect you.
And well, you sure do need your offensive line to protect you. But the thing is, this was a choice, and it was a political one. And, you know, we're just not in normal times anymore. And so we know that when there have been abnormal times, like during the civil rights movement, you had athletes speak up. You had someone like Muhammad Ali, who took a stand against the Vietnam War. And then you've had Juan Carlos, who took a stand against what was happening here in the US. I think when you know the history of this president and you know the biases of this president, for a certain community, the black community, for me, if this feels personal. And I think if you are someone who attacks the community to which I belong, and you support that, that tells me two things. Either one, you agree with his politics and you agree with his biases, or you can be adjacent to it, stomach it, and that means you are complicit in my view.
Yeah, there's a whole Congress. There's a whole Congress, all kinds of folks.
Yeah.
But we have to remember that his right to learn about consequences, because I think he's very young and maybe doesn't realize that there are consequences to these things. You know, he's entitled, but this book says if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for you.
Yeah.
Okay, if I got free speech, you got free speech. I don't have to like your speech.
Exactly.
I don't have to like anything you
And
say.
fans, like Alyssa
Yes.
said, fans,
Yes.
supporters,
Yes.
they can respond in
That's
kind.
right. And maybe that's what maybe it's not just how to take care of your money they should be teaching folks coming out of school, but what consequences are and what these kinds of things mean. So, we all live and learn.
Yeah.
Don't we though? We live and learn.